So greetings, I am Saleh Ali Al-Samad. I am proud to be president of the Supreme Political Council of Yemen and a reverent Houthi. I have a plethora of announcements. The first is to announce the passage of a much labored over peace document from the Yemen Committee. I know it has been long awaited given that every other committee has submitted an overture to peace, so I wanted to brief you on the contents of this rather seismic document. It is called Kumbaya, and the main tenets are the creation of an immediate temporary ceasefire that essentially serves as an insurance policy in case any other tenet of negotiations fall through. After the creation of the ceasefire, we're going to implement free, fair, direct, national, popular vote elections with the president and VP positions on the ballot. It is instrumental to point out that we are creating this interim elections management committee with representation quotas. So the representation will be as follows: 30% Houthis, 35% supporters of Hadi loyalists, that is, and 35% other unaffiliated tribes, that is, tribes in Yemen that have no ties to either Houthis or Hadi loyalists. So that committee is going to be ensuring that the free and fair elections are held. I think it's very important to point out there's a difference between this kind of vacuous commitment to free and fair elections and then actually creating a body that will be solely tasked with administering these elections. The other thing to point out is that we have a model, a robust and very promising model for regional governance that consists of dividing up the combination of Houthi and Hadi loyalist-held territory in Yemen to form 5 regional governance structures. The partitioning of those regional governance structures will be determined by that 30-35-35 committee that I explained to you, and representatives will be elected from each of these 5 regions. The number of representatives per region will be scaled such that it's proportional to the population of the region, and a la como, like the U.S. House of Representatives, these representatives will be governing Yemen together, and we are going to be pursuing a unified campaign against terrorist groups in East Yemen. The next very important thing to point out, which is what I also wanted to cue you in on, is that I am going to be arranging a way to pursue more aggressively a deal between Iran and Saudi Arabia to promise the removal of forces, removal of troops from Yemen, because honestly, we were the site of a deleterious proxy war. We don't want that happening in the future. So I am going to be brokering a meeting between Al-Banyan, who's the chief of staff of the Saudi Arabia Committee, King Salman of Saudi Arabia, 2 representatives of Iran, and 1 Hadi loyalist, and we are going to be basically pursuing and concluding a deal between Iran and Saudi Arabia, ensuring that we are not the site of a vicious proxy war ever again. Final thing that I'll tell you is that I'm delighted to announce that we're working on a subsequent document that will be resolving some disputes over the location of these peace talks, as opposed to these talks that I'm holding with Iran and Saudi Arabia. And that, again, any contingency, we're all about not taking people at their word, but rather implementing incontrovertible, inviolable enforcement and deterrence mechanisms, right? Because no one ever says what they mean, so we're ensuring that people are held to their word by systems of enforcement, essentially. And I think we've proven that with this interim elections management committee. We've proven that with this regional government structure. And I am delighted to release this Peace Out document, which is the name of this subsequent peace directive. I will be releasing that the second that it passes through the committee, and I look forward to briefing the press, AP particularly, after this meeting that I'm holding with the Iran and Saudi Arabian representatives.
Okay, thank you.